All right, good evening, metalheads. This is DJ REM. You're tuned into Crushed Beyond Dust on Metal Devastation Radio. I have Scott from the band Space Vacation on the line. How you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for taking time out of your night. Appreciate it. So tell me, I guess let's start if you could mention your spot in the band, and then also the guys that are not with us tonight as well.
Sure, I'm Scott Shapiro. I sing and play guitar in Space Vacation. Kiyo Morgan is the lead guitar player. Steve Hayes plays bass. Eli Lucas is the drummer.
Okay, very cool. And what is going on with you guys right now? You guys have any live shows or anything happening at the moment?
Yeah, we've got the new record just came out in September, the end of September. And so we've been kind of slowly ramping, getting ready to get our tour schedule sorted out for 2018. So we played a couple of shows so far since the record came out. We've actually got our vinyl release show on Thursday, so a week from yesterday, here in San Francisco at the Elbow Room, playing with Castle.
Awesome, very cool.
And then we're doing a quick fundraiser up in the suburbs on Saturday, December 2nd, in Livermore, California.
Cool. So how long you guys been around as a band as far as Space Vacation goes?
Well, Space Vacation started 10 years ago, so we've been kind of trekking along with various lineups over the course of time here. Kiyo's been playing with me since our second record came out, Heart Attack, about 7 years now, 6 years. And we played with Eli on drums right around that same time, shortly after our original drummer departed. He left for a while. He played with a band called Hatchet, which is a thrash band here in the North Bay. They kind of blew up. He toured for several years and then completely burned out, quit playing drums. And we were lucky enough to kind of catch him at the right time when he was thinking about starting to play again. And then Steve is actually buddies with Kiyo going way back. He came in and did the studio work with us, and he laid everything down so well that we thought it was a good idea to keep him around.
Cool.
Monster player.
So you've been part of the band from the beginning then?
Yes.
Awesome. So what, back 10 years ago-ish, like you mentioned, when you guys started the band, I guess kind of what brought you guys all together in the first place to do this?
Sure. It was actually my brother, who was the original bass player. It was kind of his brainchild. At the time, you go see live music, and everything, if it was good, it sounded like High on Fire, and if it was mediocre to bad, it was just some spawn of death metal that just, it wasn't really doing it for us. Like, there's nothing wrong with any of those kinds of music, but it doesn't make me want to drink beer and have fun and get crazy with my friends. And we decided, well, why don't we be the band that makes the music that we want to listen to? And so that's ultimately what we were kind of striving for, just feel good, heavy metal, have a good time, rock and roll, drink some beers, and crank it up.
Yeah, I tell you, I was blasting you guys earlier here in my house, and
Nice.
I was pumped and ready. So
Sweet.
yeah. So definitely.
I hope it didn't force you to drink too many beers before you came out. But
no, I have not drank any beers yet. But that will be soon. What?
Sounds good.
So where'd you guys come up with the name for the band? Where's Space Vacation come from? It's definitely unique.
Sure. So we were trying to figure out a name. We were originally a three-piece, just three dudes who were very strong-willed. We couldn't come up with anything that we each would agree on or acquiesce to our own, what we wanted to do. So ultimately we were like, well, what is the band about? We're about partying, we're about having a good time, we're about outer space, partying. And ultimately we were like, well, there was this guy in San Francisco named Frank Chu. He's kind of eccentric, maybe a little crazy, maybe he's slightly homeless. I'm not quite sure what his current status is, but he carries around these signs and billboards walking around downtown that says something to the effect of, repent now, the leaders of the 12 galaxies are coming. So he's a little out there. He's named a bunch of venues in the city over the course of the last couple of decades. And so we ran into him in the street corner. We're like, we're about outer space and heavy metal and partying. And he's like, your name is Space Vacation. I'm like, all right, Space Vacation.
That's awesome.
We brought in a crazy eccentric dude to break the deadlock. So we've been Space Vacation ever since.
Nice. Now I'm gonna have to say that's probably the best naming of a band story I think I've ever heard. That's awesome. So, so are you guys all out there in San Francisco then? Is everybody in the band there in San Francisco?
Yeah, well, most of the guys are up in the North Bay now. In fact, a few of them are pretty lucky to still have houses after the fires we've had out here over the last couple of months here.
Right, yeah.
So I'm the last one that's still actually in the city proper. I don't think the suburbs scare me.
Just not your cup of tea, hey?
Well, every time I go there, I feel like I'm going to be walking down the street and I'm going to get hit in the back of the head with like a half-drank slushie.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so you guys all live relatively close, and how often are you guys able to get together and practice?
We play once or twice a week, depending on what we have going on. When we're getting ready for the studio, obviously a little bit more than that. But now we've got the music and the set pretty much dialed in to play live with, variations here or there depending on, set length or who we're playing with or, what the expectation is for any given night. So we're kind of locked in on that now. We play about once a week, and locally we don't really like to play more than once a month-ish, just because it's, you don't want to oversaturate in the town that you're from.
Right.
And then, we'll get our touring schedule rolling here fairly soon.
All right, cool. So I have a couple questions from our chat room already. The first one from Buzz. He wants to know, what's been the biggest hurdle to get to where you're at today?
I think the biggest issue is just keeping a lineup together that works. It's not like we're getting paid millions of dollars here like it's 1985. So everyone's got different priorities, day jobs, families, other shit rolling, and so I think that's probably been the biggest hurdle. We've had basically three or four different solid lineups over the years, and hopefully this one will be able to stick for a bit longer than that.
Okay, very good. Second question from the chat, totally non-music related, but Meg loves this question, so I ask it for her. She wants to know, what are your favorite horror movies?
My favorite horror movies?
Yeah.
Probably the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
That was a good one.
Is my favorite. I like that one a lot. A burned guy killing people in their dreams. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Right? Nice.
Especially great if you're a kid.
That's about when I watched that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. You may have kind of touched on this. I'm not sure. Grace wants to know what live shows you have coming up besides locally. So I guess, do you know, or can you talk about what shows are out there?
Sure. I can't really announce it yet because it's not finalized, but it looks like we might be playing a festival in Chicago in March, but I've still got to get that dialed in. And then we'll definitely be in Europe this summer. It's just a matter of where and how it sorts out. So we're trying to get the anchor date sorted right now, and then we'll schedule around that. So if I were to guess, I would say Germany, Belgium, and France right now, with the possibility of us going through some of the Scandinavian countries as well.
Oh, that's badass. That's going to be a great time, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it if we can figure out a way to pull it together. I mean, we'll be out there for at least a few countries, but, it all depends on, logistics and how to get something like that sorted.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, and I'll keep an eye on you guys for the Chicago show. Chicago's only 2 hours from me, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll let you know for sure.
So that would be cool to get to come see you guys live.
Yeah, I'm hoping that pans out.
Yeah, definitely. So here's a question, I guess, just really specifically for you. Thinking about getting into this whole rock and roll metal scene thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't like to put things in genres, so in music in general, I guess, what kind of influences did you have early in life that kind of helped point you in this direction?
Sure. I mean, I've always just done it. I've been on stage since I was 3 years old. I've always sang. I don't remember not doing it. And then as I got older, I'd be in more organized versions of singing. And then, of course, the first hard rock, style heavy metal music that I heard was Van Halen. And that was it for me. I was like, oh, these guys are awesome. They play sick guitar and all the girls love them. I'm in.
Nice.
So that was pretty much it. And then from there, got really more influenced by Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and, heavy music with talented singers. And I always knew that's what I wanted to do, and that I was going to be playing music on stage one way or the other. And heavy metal, it's like took my soul, made me want to rock and roll.
Awesome. And all those bands you just blasted off, I just actually was looking. I have all those guys on vinyl. I was just looking at those this morning. Actually, that's funny.
Nice. Yeah, it's like my record collection.
Oh man, just something about that vinyl and that pop,
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I don't, streaming's great. I love the fact that you can pretty much imagine whatever you want and stream whatever record you're thinking about at any given time without having to carry, crates of music with you wherever you go. But there's something about vinyl, just having the medium, the way that it sounds. I mean, if you've got a decent enough player, it sounds like you're sitting in the room with a band playing.
Yeah.
We're a huge fan. We were actually lucky in that we were able to keep our vinyl rights for all the releases that we have with Pure Steel Records. So we actually just finished pressing Lost in the Black Divide, and the official vinyl release will be Thursday at our next show.
Cool. So while we're talking about the album, so I have the cover art for it open right now because that's one of the first things I always get drawn to is to look and see what type of artwork the cover is going to have or has. So this is really sweet. Who designed and put that together for you?
It's a guy named Sean Velasco. He was buddies with the guy who actually recorded the drums. Warren Ryan recorded with us on the record. And he's like, you should reach out to this guy. He's done some artwork for me for some other bands I've been in. And I did, and it just worked out. I had kind of a basic idea and sent him like the worst sketch ever. I'm the worst visual artist. I can't draw at all. But I kind of sketched out something on a little Post-it note and took a photo of it and shot it over to him. And I'm sure like between laughter, he was able to kind of figure out what I was going for and really drove it home. Very, really built on the idea that I had and made it look like, professional and good.
Nice. And did he want to listen to the music too before he did it?
I think he wanted to hear a couple of things, but he wasn't as interested in that. But from my perspective, I kind of knew what I wanted. This whole album kind of revolves around the idea of death in various ways, formats. And I wanted it to be something where it's like dark. And Sean really kind of dug into what I was trying to do and made it real. Okay.
So what is the process for you guys when you guys are writing an album? I guess who takes the lead? Is it a collaborative effort? How does it work for you guys?
Yeah, each album's been a little bit different due to the fact that the lineups have changed. This album was a bit unique. Typically, the way that I like to work is I write a lot of the music as well as Kiyo. Kiyo writes a lot as well, and then we kind of collaborate and squish it together, and then I work through the melody and the lyrics based on, what I can sing and what I'm going to need to be playing on a particular song. Typically the way that works is we'll kind of just work, have an idea, record it, bring it to the guys at practice. We kind of slam through it and see what happens and make it our own and rework it as needed. With that kind of comes the idea, well, we can play some of these songs out, see how they go live, and then tweak them a bit more until we get them where they want to be. This album was a bit unique in that we couldn't do that. I had disbanded the band in 2016. It wasn't working out for me at the time. I had a family member pass away. That was a bit challenging of a year personally for me. Some of the other guys had some changing priorities in their life as well, and it just seemed like things were very stagnant. And so rather than stay still, I was like, well, maybe it's time to bow out and start something new here in a bit. So Kiyo and I had been working on an album's worth of material that we had pretty much, I would say 80% written at the time. It just wasn't coming together with the band. So we're like, well, let's use this as a springboard for something new. And we'll record it since we already have the recording studio booked, and we'll just get some buddies to kind of help bring it home. So it turns out it came out significantly better than I thought. It sounded just like a Space Vacation record, and it was really just, Kiyo and I's ideas. I mean, we certainly had some input from the other guys on the record, but I would say that it was about 80 to 90% written before we even started working with other people. So it was a bit unique this year, and then trying to learn how to play those songs live was a whole other unique challenge because we hadn't really worked through them as a live band until after the record was done.
Cool. So one thing I want to ask is you kind of mentioned that the theme kind of has, kind of a death and ways of dying type theme going. I guess kind of what led it in that direction? Was it just kind of from your personal experiences you just kind of came out of, or what?
Yeah, I would say that probably had a big thing to do with it. My mom had passed away earlier in the year, and it was just kind of a steady theme throughout the course of the year. Typically our songs are about Satan, drinking beer, fighting, having a good time. And there's a little bit of that to this record as well, but I think this record was a bit more personal just because of what I happen to be going through in my personal life.
Right on. Well, my condolences to you, brother.
Well, thanks. I mean, it's life.
Unfortunately, yes. Okay, here is a good time, or this is a good spot to let you plug the band. Shameless self-promotion. Where can people go to find out more about the band?
Right. Well, we've got our vinyl release is going to be official for Lost in the Black Divide as of this Thursday, so feel free to go to our website, spacevacationrocks.com, and order yourself up a copy. They come straight from us. I ship them out personally. It's the one thing that we haven't sold off to our label, so if you want to support us, feel free to buy some vinyl. Otherwise, you can listen to our music anywhere on the internet at this point. Buy it from any major retailer, but vinyl's just with us. So yeah, buy it. It'll be great. Girls will love you for it.
Nice. So if I order one, you'll sign it for me? Is that what you're telling me?
I will if you ask. Yeah.
Perfect.
We've done it before. We're shameless. We'll sign anything and sell it to you.
Why not, right?
I think Eli's got a couple of broken drum heads that he's sold at gigs, which I think is hilarious. I never would have even thought of doing that.
Hey, that could have been the difference between getting home or not with gas.
That's exactly what he said. He's like, sometimes that extra $20 goes a long way. I was like, yeah, tell me about it.
Hell yeah. So, what do you guys do to relax? You guys have any crazy hobbies or anything you like to do when you're not playing music and working and all the other stuff, or is music kind of your thing?
Man, music is like the one place where I feel like myself. That is my escape, and we're lucky in that we've been able to continue doing it and continue to play live, and even after 10 years, the band is still kind of on an upwards trajectory. Granted, it's a super slow upwards trajectory, but it's a lot of fun. I love playing with the boys and getting out on stage and hopping in the van and hitting the road. It's really kind of like my happy place.
Right.
Everything else, but the day job, brutal. I'm lucky that I have a great family and a super rad 6-year-old daughter who's just starting to learn how to play music now, so that's super fun as well. But just to get my own peace of mind, I need to get out and play and get out there and get it done.
Yeah, no doubt. Recharge the batteries, right?
Yeah, totally.
So I'm always also very curious when I talk to bands to know what kind of music they're listening to. So, if I was to look through your playlist, what kind of stuff would I find you listening to at the moment?
Oh man, old stuff and new stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of Horisont. I think they're a band. I think they're from Sweden. I can't remember exactly, but they're sound like a combination of UFO and Thin Lizzy. It's super rad. Big fan of those guys. A ton of old Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, just standard issue stuff. I love The Darkness. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. They were one of the cooler shows I've seen in the last few years, and anyone who tries to pull off those Queen harmonies is okay in my book.
Awesome. Another question from Meg in the chat. She wants to know if any of the guys in the band are single.
Yeah, Eli is recently single.
There you go, Meg.
There you go.
Get him while he's on the rebound.
Yeah, seriously. He's looking too. He's all over Tinder.
Oh. Okay, so what's you got any stories about anything crazy that's ever happened at a live show you guys have done that you're willing to share?
Yeah, that's the key, huh?
Yes.
Well, there was one time we played this gig up in Tahoe, and towards the end of the night, a couple of women just got really drunk and just started dancing naked as we were loading out, which is kind of an interesting time to start dancing naked with everyone leaving, but To each her own, I suppose.
Right on. And Zach in the chat, he's actually the owner of our station. He just messaged in the chat that Horizont. How would you say the name of that band?
What?
That band that you said from Europe that you like?
Oh, Horizont?
Yeah, he just messaged that he listens to those guys. So there's another fan out there listening right now.
Yeah, I really dig them. A buddy of mine turned them on. When they were on tour in the U.S. A few months ago, and I'm just really into it. It's nothing brand new, but it's an interesting arrangement of older stuff, which I always get into.
Okay. So my crazy, stupid question I always ask is, which one of the guys in the band spends the most time in front of a mirror?
Oh, that's me for sure. Or maybe Eli. I don't know. Maybe Eli. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I can see it being the singer. Front man, you got to look good.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, it's hard. I'm getting older. Got to put a lot more work in these days.
Yes, we do. I get that. What or just so you know, when this interview's over, I have 3 tracks I'm going to play off the new album. We're going to play some Devil to Pay, Save Your Breath, and Stay Away. And probably throughout the night, I'll probably throw some other tracks in as well. So everybody's going to get a good listen.
Awesome, thanks.
For you guys. And so, in case people weren't tuned in yet or listening, where can they, what's your Facebook page where people can check you guys out?
We're, Facebook /Space Vacation Music, and our website is spacevacationrocks.com.
Okay, very good. Is there anything else you want to make sure people know about the band that we haven't talked about tonight?
We use a lot of smoke and lasers live, and we're way too loud for the small clubs that we play. At least that's what the sound guys keep telling us.
Well, I have a place...
We figure if we're not going to be the best band in town, we're sure as shit going to be the loudest.
There you go. You need to come play in Michigan. I got a venue for you.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
We're there.
And you can be nice and loud. They recently put in like a new 60,000 watt sound system.
Oh my god.
It's badass. It's loud in there. So
yeah, but we love playing live. We love having a good time. We kind of pride ourselves on our live shows. We've got smoke and lasers and Marshall stacks and flying V's and explorers and headbanging and high kicks and you name it, we got it.
Nice. So well, good luck with this. Continuing to push the new album, and I'm going to be on the lookout for the vinyl. Definitely interested in that. And before I let you go, if I can get you to make a radio tag for me real quick.
Sure. What do you need?
Just throw out your name and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Obviously, and mention the band as well. Let's not forget about the band.
Metal Devastation Radio. Hell yeah. This is Scott Shapiro from Space Vacation, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio. Okay, man. Well, thank you again for taking time out of your night to call in. I appreciate it. The listeners appreciate it, and we're going to blast their ear holes with some Space Vacation right now. Right on, man. Thanks, Michigan. Appreciate all the support. Yeah, take care. Tell the other guys in the band we said hello as well, please. Yeah, will do, man. Will do. All right. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.